Hi, Lee.
Well, kid, how are you getting on? How's the old lad getting on?
Well, how you know?
The legend.
Situation.
Scarlet for your man. Leave it bleed now. Your man up the road is some header.
It's your man. He's bleeding massive.
I'm a busy man. Hello there. What is the crack? How are you doing? Welcome to another episode of Tis Yourself, the podcast with me, Nicola Barton, little presenter, producer, guest arranger, dog's body, all-round eaters. Hope all is well with you. It is absolutely freezing. Freezing. If you are listening to this in Ireland, and I'm going to assume the UK as well. I hope all the toy show hangovers are okay. The sugar rushes. Did you all stay up too late watching Tubbs and all the crack last night with The Lion King? And I did. So, yeah, it's a bit wrecked. But anyway, I'm very, very excited about my episode today. If you've listened to this podcast before, you've probably heard me bring up Peaky Blinders probably like it nearly every episode. Whenever I'm talking to an actor, I'll always kind of compare it to me watching Peaky Blinders or whatever. I've brought up Cillian Murphy and different people throughout different episodes. And my next guest is one of the many Irish that are on the Peaky Blinders set. So obviously there's Emmett Scanlon, Cillian Murphy, Andrew Byrne, who is the director, and my guest, the fabulous Packy Lee, who plays Johnny Dogs. So a couple of years back, I interviewed Packy about Peaky Blinders for the Irish Sun. And we had a really good chat. And he told me all about how when he was in school in Belfast growing up and he decided he wanted to be an actor, like his parents were called. And, you know, they were basically told he needs a bit of cop on, you know, this isn't going to be a career for him and he needs to go into, you know, something that can actually be a trade, something that he can take away when he finishes school. So he ended up switching schools, and safe to say he's proved those teachers wrong. And he is, you know, he's been in so many amazing things. He's been in the Netflix series The Witcher, which you can obviously see now. He's been in King of the Travellers beside John Connors and Peter Coonan from Love Hate. And he's in this little tiny BBC show called Peaky Blinders. Yeah, okay. He is Johnny Dogs. He's Cillian Murphy, aka Tommy Shelby's right-hand man. He is just an iconic character, and I absolutely am so obsessed with Peaky Blinders. I'm on countdown until they can just give us the date that it's coming next year. All they've said is early 2022. I'm like, I need a date because I need something to look forward to in the most depressing month of the year, January. So I was so honoured to get a chance to chat to Packy again. We were talking about his new film, Free Fall, which is a short film. It's only 17 and a half minutes long, I think. And it's really, really good. And I never thought I'd really that interested in short films. I thought, like, I have seen them and they're good, but I kind of always would have thought that you can't, I don't know, invest in it, or that you're not invested in the characters. But honestly, I was so invested in this, and the ending is so good that I'm really hoping that maybe they'll take it on. Maybe bring it along to being a TV series, or maybe to be a longer feature-length film, which would be class, because when you see it, you know what I mean. So it's on YouTube now, and it's all in 11, and it's told from a completely different point of view than has been in anything related to 9/11 before. So that's really good to chat to. We chatted obviously about Cillian and about Peaky Blinders and Paul Anderson and Sophie Rundle and the cast there. If you're a Peaky fan, you'll be dying to hear what he says about season 6. And we talked about like his friendship with Virgil van Dijk, which I find absolutely gas. If you follow him on Instagram, Packy, you'll see that he's always hanging about with him. And what else did we talk about? Oh, there's loads. Look, I'm not going to give it all away, but he did say to me, and he might not have a career after chatting to me. So it's clearly a joke. You'll hear what. It was just so lovely to talk to him. He's one of the good guys out there in the industry. He's so kind and funny, and he doesn't have any ego, and he's just, yeah, he's one of the good ones. And you can see why, you know, he's well liked around, and why he is a role model to Irish actors, especially Northern Irish actors who are coming up and maybe don't think that they could ever make it in the industry. So this is my chat with Packy Lee, all about Free Fall, Peaky Blinders, and so much more.
Hiya.
Hello.
How are you?
How's it
There
going?
you are.
There you are. Yeah, you look great.
Great. Well, you look great. There we are. We're off to a great start. There you are. It's been a frantic morning trying to get to the airport and get to the hotel, and then trying to check in on time. So I'm sorry we're a bit late, but yeah, all good.
Not at all. Where are you? Where have you checked into?
I have landed in Birmingham. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm in Birmingham. Yeah.
Peaky Blinders Central.
Yeah. It is indeed. Yeah, but I'm here for something slightly different, but all good. All good.
Well, listen, I'm really appreciative of getting to chat to you again, and this time actually getting to see you while I'm chatting to you.
Perfect. Yeah. I know. Yeah.
How sick are you of Zooms? Tell me, what level are you at?
I mean, I'll just get on with it. Like, it's a WhatsApp video call. It won't annoy me at all. It doesn't really bother me if there's 200, 400 or two people on the call. I'm here to do what I have to do and say what I have to say and, acknowledge the rest, of course.
Well, I've loads to chat to you about today. But first of all, we start off the podcast always kind of going, what do people know you best? So like the public, when they see you out in public, what do they most know you from?
What do they most know me from? Packy Blinders, I suppose, is the most thing they know me from, which is great, which is
Do they
great. It's a
do they
great-
recognize you because you obviously dress very different than Johnny Dogs? Like,
I don't know if it's the ears. I don't know what it is. They know they people recognize me even with a mask on. It doesn't matter if I'm in the shopping centre or reception downstairs. They just notice, and some people's nice about it, and they'll just say, hello. And other people are quite, they wanna make you aware that I don't care who you are.
oh,
There's those type of, and rightly so, because they're type of people that haven't seen the show or, and total respect, but it's you always get the mix, and it's always in the space of 10, 15 minutes of each other, You're built up and then you're knocked straight back down again. So that's how it runs,
yeah. One person's like, you're in the biggest show on the planet. And next person's like, who are you?
Yeah, I don't care what you're in, which is good. That's reality. It's also who we are.
Is there something you've done like, TV or film in your past that like if a fan come up to you and quoted that you'd be really shocked by, but you'd like really proud by? Because obviously a lot of people know Peaky, but
Yeah. No, I mean, there's a lot of people out there that know the likes of the mention maybe The Witcher. They'll mention maybe King of the Travelers. Some of them will mention Float Like a Butterfly. Listen, we're not here to go through my whole CV. At the end of the day, like, they're going to notice you from something or they won't notice you, and it doesn't bother me at all. I'm not really one of them guys that really gets into it or cares. Or there's many times I'm with friends who are other actors and they recognize them and don't recognize anything I've done, and that's great because they're fans of Bears, and you've got to respect that and accept it,
yeah, like how do you find being known? Like, you're a normal Irish lad, suddenly, like I know you've done so much before Peaky, but that went to a new level of fame.
Yeah, I'm alright with it all. I don't mind. Look, I don't really look at it like that. Like, if anybody knows me, they know me very well. That I'm just doing a job. The only difference between my job and other people's job is that my job's in a TV show that's highly acclaimed, and I get that. But it's also in an environment where I'm pretending to be somebody else. And of course, everyone gets to watch it. The difference there is other people are working their backsides off and nobody gets to watch it, whether it's fixing your car, fixing plumbing in your house, fixing the heating. These guys are in their trades, hairdressers, you name it, they're out there. So I don't look at my job as any different or any more important than anyone else's job. The only difference is that you get to see me do my work and it goes on TV if I'm lucky. And sometimes they don't get to see it because it won't make the cut.
What was the first job then that you got in acting? What was like? Was it a play? Was it ad? What was it?
Yeah, one of my first jobs was a pantomime, Sleeping Beauty, which was great. I was just turned 16, and that was great to get paid for doing the jobs you love doing. But one of the theatre jobs I'd done first was Marching On. It's a Gary Mitchell play. And I really enjoyed every minute and every aspect of it. It's everyone through the whole entire company was fantastic and helped me grow into that character because they knew this was sort of a debut for me to do this. And then the train took off from the station, and the rest is history, as they say. Yeah.
I'd say it was amazing to get a role like that because you can turn around people and go, see, I can get paid for this.
I know, yes, of course. But look, listen, if you've got them beliefs and them the energy to drive whatever it is, then you don't need to prove anyone but yourself, you know. But sometimes it is good to say to people, you know, honestly, you can make a living if you do it right, you know. But that's like every job. Again, I'll go back to that. You know, take a mechanic, he'll earn a living from that if he's a good mechanic. But if he's not a good mechanic, he's not going to earn a living from that because he's not going to have many cars to fix, you know. So that's the difference. And that's how I look at it with all due respect, you know.
Yeah. And like, was it always a thing when you became an actor, you're like, I'm going to have to leave Belfast, I'm going to have to leave the north and probably go to London? Because like we find that a lot with Irish actors, they have to leave Ireland nearly to make their name and then they can come home and do work here.
You're not necessarily leaving. I don't think anyone's leaving to make their name. You know, there's quite a difference between reality TV and people that want to be actors. What they're leaving for is an opportunity to do a job that they can do at the highest level possible. And if possible, they'll come home and they'll live at home because home's home. That's where the heart is. So, and people who move away because they want to move away. That's how that is. I've always set out to not move away. I've always set out to have my kids in Ireland, and because of the flexibility of travel and getting from A to B compared to even 20 years ago, it's made things a hell of a lot easier. So, and remember, people come to Ireland to make their name. It's not the other way around like that. Surprise at you.
True. Look at all these shows and films being made here. Game of Thrones. The whole lot.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. They're coming here to make their names, you know, which is a dream come true for any actor growing up in Ireland as well.
Yeah, it is. And we've got an amazing list of them that have come from, you know, north and south, like the list of actors that we have and the productions that are being made here. And like, as you say, compared to 20 years ago when like it was a massive deal when, let's say, The Devil's Advocate or something was made here and like there'd be nothing again.
Yeah, also 20 years ago you didn't have Netflix. 20 years ago you didn't have many TV series. There weren't the thing. It's, you know, the actors are trying to do theatre, or we're setting out to do a movie. The industry's changed dramatically, as has it for many industries out there. And this has nothing to do with COVID at all. This is to do with the industry that has revolved and changed in a dramatic way. I mean, if I was to say to you 20 years ago, now what you're going to be watching, like, you're going to be watching people watching TV. That's what you'll be watching. Right, Sam? I get it. I will, but I'll not be watching nobody watching TV. I'll be watching my own things. Yes, but on TV, you'll be watching people watching TV. Now, all of a sudden we've got Gogglebox and nobody ever says a bad word about it because it's great. It's brilliant. Yeah, it's your living room. It's every living room. It's brilliant. There's not a problem with it. It's just that concept. Well, I don't think people would have understood it 20 years ago. Where now, if you walk into your room and you've got an elevator lift to pitch something and you go, listen, all I want to do is, you know, watch Demons, watch TV. People are listening. You know, reality TV, it's a different world. Whereas I'm an actor. And as much as I'm in the reality of world, I want to try and stay an actor. And a lot of people sometimes get confused with that. And I'll be honest, but I love Packy Blinders and I love the cast, I love everything about it. And I'm okay with people saying hello to me. But I didn't leave school wanting people to say hello to me so that people would recognize me. I left school wanting to chase a dream that people would respect the industry that I want to do and what I want to become, because they didn't back then. And there's a big difference in that, you know.
Yeah, like I remember saying to you before, like the respect that's there for acting now was not there when you were telling people in school and stuff like that. And like now, if a young person in school says, I want to be an actor, people are going, okay, are you going to go to the Lear? Are you going to go to Trinity? Where are you going to study it? Are you going to study it? That kind of stuff. Yeah. Whereas back then it's like, it used to be get a career, get a degree, get a career and do acting and see how that goes on the side, really.
There's a lot of people out there and a lot of actors and friends of mine don't agree with doing anything but acting. But I have 3 kids to provide for, and I can't stand at Asda or any other shopping centre in the world and saying, "I listen, see at 80 quid of groceries. I haven't got that because I didn't get that part in that audition. But listen to me, it's all good because I'll get another part somewhere in the line. Can I throw that in you?" It's not going to happen. That's not going to work in reality. You need to provide for yourself. If you have a family, you need to provide for them. This is reality. So it's not about your person thinking that you may not or may be a better actor and you may or be great or be a superstar or whatever. You're out to try and do a job, and if that doesn't work, you need to do something else that brings bread to the table. That's the difference in how I look at my job. And that's not because I don't want to be an actor or I won't devote my whole time to it. It's simply because rejection's very hard to take. And add that with the rejection of finance, along with the rejection of not getting what you love doing, it's hard to focus and do anything. So I'm a believer in doing what you want to do and chasing your dreams, but I'm also a strong believer, and I say this, people don't really agree with me, a lot of them, but I'm a strong believer in doing something else and having a safety net that will sort of catch you before you hit the rock bottom of, not getting the jobs constantly, 4 years of no employment, depression sits in. These things happen. This happens. This is what happens. You don't leave drama school and think, "Oh, happy days, I'm getting a job." A lot of people leave drama school, friends of mine included, and don't get any jobs for like weeks, months, years. So I'm a strong believer in chasing your dream, but also trying to stay alive, realistically.
What was your side gig when you started out acting? What were you doing as well as that?
So I was a chef for 7 years. That's what I was. I was a chef, and I loved every single bit of it. And my wife was the waitress, and I fell in love with her. And she has been on this wonderful journey from the start with me and being my support and my rock when it doesn't work out. And I then moved into a different job, which is merchant services, which I enjoy doing, and I am continuing to do, and will continue to enjoy doing in the free time that I have when I'm not doing other jobs. Yeah,
That's great that you have that mentality, because you're right. So many people will say, "I was in EastEnders and now I can't get a job." Well, I was in EastEnders, so I'm not going to get that job, because people will go, "There's your man from Tesco or from EastEnders." You're like, if it means you get paid and you have food for your kids, it won't matter.
like when I was shooting The Bill, which is a well-known TV show, was a well-known TV show, I was flying back and forward to work in the kitchen cooking. And one of the weirdest things ever in that stage was that I was in working on the day that The Bill was being aired. And they thought it would be great to put it on the TV in the restaurant while I'm in the kitchen, slugging my guts out, And, the restaurant enjoyed it. But it was a hard moment for me because, I did that. And it's that reality of going, it doesn't matter what job you do. It may not work the next time or the next week or the next month or the next year. So I always like to keep my feet firmly on the ground and stay focused on what is important in life for me personally.
So when did you kind of take on acting full time? What was the role that kind of went to you? Like, was it King of the Travellers? Was it Peaky that you went, "This is my sole focus now"?
I've always had me acting as full time. It's just that, I can't stand on a mountain and shout a monologue out, Michaela, and all of a sudden expect somebody to, "Where's the wages?" You need a job. You need people to give you the work. If you don't have the work, you can't do it. So I'm still not in that position. I don't think I ever will. I'll continue to have my own day job, and I'll continue to go for work. And if it works, then great. The flexibility that I have is that I have a business that I can attend to no matter where I am around the world. And I have people help me run that, which is fantastic.
That is good. And as you say, if one day comes along that you're like, "I'm done with this," the rejection or the chasing, that you can go and go, "Well, I don't have to start all over. I have this here anyway."
Well, I'm not a footballer. I'm not in, I don't have a certain limit on my career. I'm not a boxer. I don't have 20 fights, and I have the career that's long lasting as long as my health stays with me on that, and it may continue into my 50s and 60s for all I know. I may not ever get another job again, Nicola, after speaking to you, but here we are.
I will not believe that. No way.
What happened there? Must be Nicola's fault.
If you sue me, I've got about €20 in the bank. So
Yeah, you're all right. I'll just take 5. I'm way after the 5.
no, come on. We're about to see season 6 of Peaky, and then obviously you've got your short film out. So like we're going to see, this is a big year for you.
Yeah, I know this has been great. The movie's getting a lot of hype at the minute, but the Oscars coming up. Again, I'm not reading too much into all that because I don't. But the last time this happened, we went on to win it. It was The Shore, 10 years ago. And this year, I've done a movie with a company in Bordeaux, a French company, which has been amazing. And it's based on 9/11, and it's called Free Fall. And we're going for it. We've won a lot of festivals. We've won a lot of awards out there with it. It's not an easy watch. It's very hard. It's reality. It's 9/11, and it's a 9/11 through eyes of people that you haven't seen it from before.
I watched it last night, and first of all, I couldn't believe I was so invested in a story that's only like 17, 18 minutes long.
Yeah.
Because any other short I've watched, I suppose, you kind of watch it and you go, okay, and that was good or that was bad or whatever, and you kind of forget it. But I was still thinking about it today because I was like, I won't give away the ending, but you do go, what happened there? That kind of way. And look at it going, this could very easily be made into a series or a longer film. Yeah,
well, it's based on a novel called Swimming with Sharks. And as we know, 9/11 it happened. It's not, it's something that happened around the world and shook the world, to be honest. And doing this movie was very hard because realistically, we were alive when that happened. The cast were alive. We remember 9/11, so we remember where we were on that day. We remember the people we were with. We remember certain moments of the day. And then to find out that it wasn't an accident, it was a terrorist attack, that took a matter of time process and shock and watching the TV. And there was a group of guys in London that decided to do something because they thought there was a big problem. And that's these guys. And I was invested in those guys as much as I didn't enjoy playing the character. He's not a nice character. He's an evil person. He's a bully. He's the office room bully, which, we have, whether you like it or not, and they're out there. And I wanted to make him as much as a bully as possible. I wanted to make this character the type of guy that you would want to slap rather than hug, no matter how good of a performance he does. And that's the type of reality that I tried to bring to it with Cooper. And I really enjoyed the 17, 18 minutes that we had to do that.
When you say that, when you watch the footage of the first plane, and even though we've seen it millions of times at this stage and 20 years now, I remember just being like, hold on, I go instantly back to where I was when I first saw it. And then you see this completely different side of 9/11 where we've all seen the movies and stuff, and the TV shows have reacted like the first responders in New York and America and all that kind of stuff. This is seen, it's not in America, it's in the UK, it's in London, it's stockbrokers. You're going, how are they affected?
Well, the difference is because we have seen 9/11 in reality and real life happening, and we have seen lots of documentaries in the world about 9/11 and lots of conspiracies, and we've also seen then lots of other things from 9/11 being done, other movies from that time of year, and the different. That's what I loved about this, is that London isn't New York. It was a different time zone. And the rest of the world were stuck watching the TV and watching this all unfold, except these guys in this office that decided to, and one of them in particular, decided that this, he thinks this is a terrorist attack and there could be serious repercussions for everyone. So that's what the movie is. And we just haven't seen that. Nobody's thought about that. Nobody's been, with all due respect, I still won't think about it. When you mention 9/11, I'm thinking about the people and the lives and people jumping off the building trying to save themselves. And I remember that, and I always will. And when that's in the background, it's hard to film something and feel the opposite. It's very hard. And that was a very hard movie to shoot. And it's very dark, but we're very proud to do it because it's reality. And we're very proud to do it because it's based on the novel and on the truth of it, which is swimming with sharks. And that's exactly what these guys are, you know.
Was it, like, I know you said it was hard to film. Was it kind of also fun being a bit of an asshole as well? Because, I suppose, play a bit.
I had a few people that I brought to it, that I know that are assholes, in fairness. But yeah.
Name and shame. Nobody messing.
That was grand. And I'm certainly not doing that. But, listen, I get into it because I get into it. I get into it because I fell in love with the characteristics of what we were doing and who he was as a person. Emmanuel, the director, had a perfect vision and painted it. And as much as at times we were trying to go against it at certain times because we're actors and we're trying to work together to find this, he was adamant, which was great. And he told us that. And we've come up with this amazing short movie, which is great.
And was it your idea or was it theirs to keep your own accent in it? Because, we're used to hearing you put on the different accents, but it was your idea, was it?
Yeah, I decided to keep the accent. I spoke to a few friends and they sort of encouraged me to do that because it's not New York, it's London. And this is good, this is raw. And I wanted it to be as raw as possible with the characters. So it was a decision that I made to bring it and they loved it, which is great.
Yeah, because we do, obviously, like anyone who only knows you from Peaky will think that your accent is the Johnny Dogg's accent.
I know I've had people saying, stop pretending to be a Belfast guy when you're not even from here. And I'm like, what? What? And they're like, and they're convinced that your accent is what they hear on TV, but that's good.
Well, see, they watched it in King of the Travellers and then they watch his Johnny Dogs and they're like, that's his accent. And then you come along and you're like speaking as normal and they're like, what's this?
Yeah, it's also Float Like a Butterfly as well. I like they also think that it had a slightly different twang on them accents. Johnny Dogs is slightly different than King of the Travellers. There's a lot more colour and flow in his talking compared to the straight narrow of the Traveller accent. I'm not going to do it. I nearly did it there. But,
It's like, oh, it's it. It's out. It's happening.
Here he comes. No, I'm not doing it.
Did you have friends who were in the traveller community then that you picked from? How did you pick it up? Because
family in the traveling. I have family in the traveling community. I am part of a traveling community. I'm part of a traveling family, and I spoke to them. And then with the help of just the ear of listening to them, and then going down and staying with John Connors and Peter for a bit in the campsites, it really helped us get into character, which was great, and helped us get the tone of it,
I'd say it's some crack with John and Peter then.
Oh, we did. But we'll not be revealing that here now today. You understand?
I'll press pause and record. You can film me.
No, you will not.
Oh, no, I'd say I had some crack there because, because you have it down so perfect, that's why I thought you must have people around you that it's not just from watching TV, let's say, and picking up the accent.
No, but it's slightly different. Look, Dublin's accent is slightly different than a Traveller accent. It's not, just a Southern accent. So I like to spend time with the accents, and then I like to go through my stuff on my own time with the accent, and not necessarily by reading the script as such, but being me, just talking around myself. I'll go out for a walk and I'll talk it. I'll see a car coming and I'll try and see the colour of the car or the registration, but in that accent. And because, that's how easy it can be caught, is the accent can go off if you're not aware of the level that you can take it to. So I like to do that. So I'm not amazing at them. Listen, Cillian's fantastic at accents. Tom Hardy's lethal at accents. Listen, these guys are at a different level when it comes to the accents. I'm just, I'm like the wee toy poodle behind them, just, trying to pick up some of the vibes that's coming through,
Oh my God, Cillian's Birmingham accent. First of all, the Birmingham accent is just awful. So it's just, my friend lives there and I'm like, this accent is just so like this.
I do with the Birmingham accent. I love it. I think it's great. I also think the London accent's great in it. There's different accents. Packy Blinders is based in Birmingham, but there's so many characters that are not, it's not just all Birmingham. There's so much in there, Russians, Americans, Irish, Scottish. It's great.
I don't know what you're talking about. There's no Irish in Peaky Blinders. It's every second
There's loads.
character is Irish in Peaky. Yeah, there's loads.
Yeah. Which is great. Thank God.
Yeah. Taking over.
Yeah. We're here to take over.
Was it Stephen's then the idea to do the traveller accent, or was that written in the character when you went and auditioned for Johnny?
Oh no, that was the character. That was in the script. Yeah, it's his vision and what he wanted. I just tried to take it off the page and make it as much reality as possible.
It's an incredible journey he's had over the last 10 years, and the fact that now we're gearing up for this last series. It's the one thing about Peaky Blinders is, and I say this all the time, is it's the one show that everyone will wait a week to watch and will sit down and watch it.
Yeah, they will. But let me tell you now, this is incredible. It's going to be very, very, very good. Listen, I don't want to say anything other than that. I don't want to give anything away. I really don't. I'm very, 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 very proud to be part of anything to do with this cast, and to stand on set when we were going through such a hard time after losing a very, very good cast member, and to be able to, spread her love with us and make sure that we kept the high level of work there. The cast are incredible. Cillian is unreal on and off set, and he leads by example, and we just follow. And there's some incredible new cast members this year. It's no big secret Stephen Graham's with us this year, and what an absolute joy and honor to have him anywhere near our set. It was perfect, incredible. And I don't want to give too much of it away, but it's the finale, but it's took 10 years to get here. So it's going to be very special and very good. I just tell people to strap in because they're going to need to.
It's a show, though, that I wouldn't want any spoilers from. Like, I love watching it week by week. I love going at the end. I can't believe I had to wait a week to find out, and the fact that we had to wait this extra length of time.
Yeah. What's great about that is that you spend the week talking about it to other people you've seen. Yeah. So you'll come across people going, no, don't mess, don't spoil nothing. I'll be watching all 6 of them when they're out. All 6, all I record, Sky Plus, all that, done. And you've got people saying, I can't wait to next week because, and then that's one big circle of people and they're in the hype of it. The reason why it just continues is because there's so many people do watch it in one big binge, and then they continue to talk about it. And like, I'm meeting people now saying that when we started watching it 2-3 weeks ago and they're mesmerized by it, and they only live around the corner from me. Crazy, crazy. And they didn't even know I was in it, This is even better. This is brilliant. But yeah, so this is a great one this year. Well, Ando, the director, is unreal. He is a solid rock of helping us maintain emotion, but bring pure magic to the screen. And he done that in ways I can't even put into words. He is one hell of a director.
Yeah.
He really is. Yeah.
It's going to be hard for us as fans, as you mentioned, obviously with Helen gone, and I can't understand or can't even imagine what that was like for you guys on set, like to get the news and to have to carry on and stuff like that as well. And as you said, Cillian was a great leader and you followed that way, but I imagine there was many an emotional moment for you all.
Not just Cillian, there was also Sophie leading by example. And when these guys are standing there doing that, we fall and we do the exact same. It's just automatic that you do that, that's how it is. But it was a very hard, emotional shoot. And then on top of the loss of Helen and the pain and heartache, which we felt, believe me, then we had to also deal with the security and the whole control of COVID and trying to film and shoot through that. So it was quite a hard shoot, quite a difficult shoot. But I think everyone's going to enjoy what we've come up with, or maybe not.
No, I'm so excited. I follow.
I know this. There's like a roller coaster in Peaky Blinders in my eyes, and it's like, whoop, I'm moving, I don't know, whoop, and next year it goes a wee bit like, whoop, and then I'm like, I said I don't think anyone's going to get through it by being sick. I think we're all going to be sick. This is one hell of a roller coaster. I mean, So yeah, Aldo's got us on our toes, and he's very good at pushing us to do that. And again, Stephen, Nick, the writer and the creator, and where this all came from, has ideas of what he wants and what he wants to do, but he's given a lot in this last season. It's incredible.
So without mentioning this season, because obviously you can't give us any spoilers, what I suppose has been the kind of peak for you so far in the other 5? Like, is there a moment or a scene or a storyline that you just are like, that was just the fucking most brilliant?
No, I don't. To be honest with you, I'm not the best fan of watching myself on TV. Don't ask me what that's about. So I don't really do that. Sometimes my best work is not just about the work, but about the day that you've had and the people that surround you in that day, which is pure love and joy. All my scenes with Cillian are not only an adventure, but an honor. All my scenes with Paul are crazy, to say the least.
He is one of my favorites. I love Arthur.
And of course an honor. And then Sophie. I mean, any scenes with Sophie in it is just mesmerizing. So, Ned Danahy, scenes with Easons, Aidan Gillen, I can't pick one moment over the last 10 years that would be the one favorite part. I'd say most certainly he is my most favorite character that I've ever played in the history of any character that I've ever played, for the simple fact is I've had 10 years to play him, and it's been one hell of a journey. It's my whole entire 30s. I played Johnny Dogs, which is good.
It is great. Like for young you growing up school going, right, this is going to be my career, and as you said, getting your first play and everything that's your first while working in the bill and on the chef, it must just be surreal to sit back and go, now I've got another film going up for an Oscar nom, and I have a 10-year journey that stars the best actors in the business.
I'm very proud of that, to be honest with you. It's something that I'll hold very close to my heart, but I'm also shooting very higher with ambitions to do a lot more and a lot better at doing that. And every single day you can get better, and every day is a learning day. So I'd say I'm on the train, but I don't think we've left the station just yet.
What are these ambitions? Tell me.
And I'll be telling you them. No, but I've got my own dreams that I want to do stuff, and then I keep them my dreams because that's what they are. But there's stuff that I want to do. There's characters out there that I want to play. There's certain people out there that I want to challenge, as in a show or a movie or a series. And there's a lot of people out there that I want to still work with that I haven't had the chance to do that. So that's part of the dream process. Peaky Blinders might be 10 years and you look back now and go, wow, how did but it wasn't then. It was, oh, we're coming back. Oh, you're joking. Oh, and you've got a desk for, oh, am I in it? Oh, great. And then it's coming back for a third season. Goodness, am I in it? Oh, great. And then, so it's, it wasn't like somebody coming in and went, you got this part, this one lasts for 10 years. That never happened. And I don't think that would ever happen in any series or any job. So that's why it's a bit of a different, looking back on it, it's a lot easier to look back than looking at what it was back then. But yeah, it's been great. It's been an honor.
It's just so funny when you say that, because automatically when we think of it's a 10-year job, we just think that you got that and everyone knew it was going to be a huge success. And, but obviously, as you said, you didn't even know how long your character was going to be in it. And that's real now for us.
I was cast for one day.
One day?
Yeah, it's well known. My character was cast for one day. I had one day's filming. I had 2 small scenes to do, and out the door, no way home. That's it, done. And that one day I worked as hard as I work on anything, but it just all gelled as well as it could possibly do. And with Stephen Nate coming back and writing more, he's given me the opportunity to bring me back. And now I've built this relationship with Cillian that, you know, he's a friend and not just a gypsy, but somebody he spent childhood dreams with before he went to France. And, you know, I'm the war-shy gypsy bastard, as it's called. And it was always good to try and think of where were we as friends before you went to France, you know? And why didn't I go? You know, like why didn't I go with you? You know, did you make me stay? Is that why you're calling me the war side? So we went through all these different things when we were shooting that one scene, and that's whenever the whole lot just fell in a beautiful place. You know, yeah, which has been great.
And created something that's lasted. And clearly that one day you went in your best behaviour, you did it all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, listen, I'll not give up the day job, like that, put it that way, you know.
Well, I hear you've got a little friend with you on set this time round, and someone very close to you.
I do. I have my daughter who came with me for a little bit and had the opportunity of doing a little bit on the show, which you'll see. And yeah, it was brilliant. It was great, you know, traveling over with her. And again, we were going through COVID and, you know, it was a bit of an emotional time, and she was just a bundle of energy and joy. And Aldo loved her, and that was great. So she's there. She's had a wee bit of a part in that, which is brilliant. But I don't care how big or how small that part is. It was the fact that I could go to work with her was incredible. You know, she's 13. She wants to be an actress, and rightly so. Who am I to? I'm going to do my best to try and help her. You know.
And that's an amazing thing because, as you said before, you didn't get the support straight away when you wanted to do it. So to fast forward a few years and to be the person supporting her, no question, going, come on, I'll show you what's done.
Yeah. Well, sort of. There's also a point that me don't want to do that because I'm not a girl, and you know, I'm a guy. I've done it a different way, and again, you know, we're 20 years difference, 25 years difference now compared to when I was trying to do this. You know, so I agree with a bit of what you're saying, but there's also a certain point where I've got to step back and let her do her own decisions in life and let her make her own choices. And I don't like to say this, but it's true. But the failures in life make us who we are, and sometimes it's, you know, that's the reality of it. But anyway,
have you spoken to her about that? About the as you talked about the rejection?
Yeah, massively, all the time. I have to, and she knows if I go for a job and I don't get it, I'll tell her. It happens. You know, that's the way it is. You're up for a job and you're thinking, this is my job, you know, this is me. And it's not. And you're up for another job and you're going, I don't think this is me. And it is. So it's you know, it's just ridiculous sometimes, you know. But anyway.
I honestly don't know how you deal with the rejection. I'm way too sensitive. This is why I could never do it.
Just don't take it too personal, you know. That's what you got to do, you know. I mean, one of you come out and say, look, listen, no, I never got that because I haven't got my ears pinned back. I mean, what, you know? You know, oh, I look at him, his you know, his ears are too big, or, you know, he's got the size of forehead in him. You know, not as tall. Don't get that out of your head. Just, it didn't work, it didn't fit. You're a very good friend of mine, here's the director, a very good director says to me, listen, it's a jigsaw puzzle. And you have to fit all that wee part, and you can't just force that in. You've got to fit, and that's when the work comes into play. So if you get it, it means you fit, and if you don't get it, it means the jigsaw's wrong. That's what it means. This is all wrong. Somebody's designed this wrong. To be a mistake.
Oh no, I'd be the person that'd end up searching my name on Twitter and being like, oh, well, they said this.
No, I can't be doing that. I can't be doing that at all. No. And
I'd be like, Cillian, no social media whatsoever, just so I could never see anything about me.
Yeah. Well, you know, he might have social media. Just go under somebody else. You never know. How do you know he's not on my social media?
I'm on your social media.
I'm only listen, Cillian doesn't have to use social media, nor does he want to. You know what I mean? listen, that's just the way he is, and the way he likes to stay, and rightly so. If somebody at his level would be tortured, with all due respect, and do get tortured, with all due respect. So I understand his privacy. But listen, he won't mind me saying this. There's a big difference between me and Cillian. And we're not talking size, but my ears seem to be bigger. That's all I'm saying. No, he's he's a great friend, great guy, leads by example, like I said, and it's a joy to watch him work, but it's also a joy to work with them. And yeah, maybe so he doesn't have social media, but some of the other guys do, and it's great crack having a little message with them and some banter, which is cool.
Well, I don't know if you heard, I was listening to Jamie Carragher's podcast with Roy Keane, and Roy Keane was talking about the one and only time he asked somebody for a selfie, and Jamie Carragher was talking about how he asked Cillian for a selfie once. I was on the set of Peaky, and he said no.
No, it wasn't that guy. It was Gary Neville.
Oh, Gary Neville, that's it was, yeah.
Yeah. No, I was there. Yeah, I was there. Yeah, it was, it happened. And then the following week, we had like Virgil and stuff came down, a few others from the Liverpool squad. But listen, he doesn't do it. He doesn't mean any disrespect to anybody. He's just, he doesn't want photographs, and he doesn't want them being plastered all over the place. He's a very private man. And that's just it, And then the other guys I work with are sometimes the same, They maybe have social media, but they won't put too much on there either, Sort of what they do.
I've seen on your social media, you and Virgil are like best friends.
Hey, Virg. Yeah, he's good. He's a good lad. He's great crack. He's good. He's very good at tanning with me. And I like to keep the banter going with him, but he's a great fan of the show, but also a good friend, and one that's you have to enjoy texting and again, because he's a very funny lad. He's very funny.
When you mentioned it before I let you go, when you mentioned about great leaders, obviously about Cillian, but you also, do you get that you are a great representative and a leader, I suppose, for young Irish actors to have come up at a time when acting wasn't respected like it is now even, and to break through all these parts and get all these different parts and get the big ones and go for the Oscars and stuff like that? Like, you're someone that young actors are now looking up to.
I don't ever look at it like that at all. I mean, like I look up to the other actors around me, even the likes of Conleth Hill. He's one of my heroes. And Jimmy Nesbitt, in fairness as well. I worked with Jimmy and Conleth in London in Shoot the Crow in the West End, which is a great show. And these are the type of guys that I'd watched. So for you to say, look, listen, you think people look up to you, I hope not, is my answer, to be honest, because there's other bigger people out there that look up to than me. I'm looking up to these people, and I continue to look up to these people. So I don't look at myself as a role model at all. I'm just honest. That's who I am. And people will know if I'm doing a job, or they won't know. And I don't hide away. I have no need to. And I know it could all end in a heartbeat. So I just enjoy and live the dream is what I do. That's my motto. Like, not that I put tattooed. Like, I don't do tattoos. Unless I have to do a job.
That's the best way to do them. Have them on, but you can take them off.
Yeah, stick them on there. Look, although not really. Sometimes trying to get them off is a nightmare. Anyway. Oh, good. Yeah.
Well, it's better than the ones that I have that'll never come off. So, if I ever do.
Well, I don't want to. I just didn't want to get any calls. So I remember working with a guy years ago, and he got the job. And he got a job with me working on this. And he had a big part. Didn't want to go into it all, but he took his top off, and they went, right, okay, so we're going to get somebody else. We haven't got the budget to cover them up. Get out. And at that moment onwards, I said to myself, I'd never get the tattoo, ever.
We won't see any Johnny Dogs on your arm or anything like that.
I don't know. Maybe, listen, if it all goes well with this Oscar, you might see one of them on your arm. So you never know.
There you go. Where can people watch?
Not really, Nicola. I'm joking.
I know. Where can people watch Freefall now? Because obviously I had my link, but where can people go and see it themselves?
So it's on YouTube at the minute with the company that's sponsored called Amelito, Omellteo, I think. Don't quote me on that one. But yeah, it's on YouTube until like the 3rd of December, I think. And it's been doing okay, I think. Again, I don't look at all them stuff. I just I'll promote it as much as possible. We did the job a while ago. I hope people watch it, and it's not realistically a thing you can say. I hope they enjoy it. I hope you don't enjoy it. I hope you're mesmerized and brought in like you were within 3 or 4 minutes, where you forget it's a short movie, and at the end of the movie you go, "What is that? Is that it? Is the TV working? Is something break here? What's happening?" So, and I love that moment because that means people have bought into it. Whereas if you're watching it and you're looking at your clock thinking, right, what time's this over at? It's not something that's going to interest people. So I don't think people will love it. I think it will definitely intrigue them. I think if people will want to see it because it is dark, it is true, and these things happened. And just remind yourselves of that when you're watching it. And a lot of festivals enjoy it for that reason. We're tackling a very hard subject and a very hard tale from a group of people that didn't have anything to do with anything, but there's serious rewards or repercussions depending on from it, which is the movie Freefall.
Well, definitely share a link for it and show people where they can go and watch it and stuff. And as I said, you won't enjoy it, but you will be at the end going, "What the hell?"
Yeah, you'll want more. You want to see more. You'll be embroiled in it. I hope that's the case. But yeah, you couldn't put it in better words.
Well, you've been a superstar for talking this long. I can't believe how long I've kept you.
Right, Nicola, I'm not slagging you, but there's people outside my hotel room, and I know for a fact they're waiting on me, and I'm meant to be in a tuxedo in like 14 minutes. But anyway, it's all good. Yes, we're good. They'll be all good. I'll be ready in minutes. You know what I mean?
This is the joy of being a man. God damn you.
I know. Well, I didn't say I'd be ready, but I'll be getting ready, Yes, but listen, my pleasure. But it's great seeing you.
You too. Can you come over to Ireland, and when it kind of opens up again, I'll bring you for a pint or something. And we don't have to talk with any recording.
I know. I was in Dublin 48 hours ago. But yeah, I'll be back soon.
Well, drop me a message and it'd be lovely to see you.
Brilliant, Nicola. Thanks very much for having me.
No worries.
Cheers.
Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye. That was the incredible Packy Lee, aka Johnny Dogs, aka star of so many different things. But of course, we're just going to mention Freefall, which is why he was able to chat to me this week doing the promo. And it was just lovely to speak to him and to chat all about my favourite show on the planet. I have two favourite shows, Law and Order SVU and Packy Blinders. Very different shows, but amazing, both equally. And someday I will get another SVU star onto this. If you haven't heard already, I do have a chat with Peter Scanavino, plays Carisi. It's from my old podcast. And if you do want to hear that, just search Nicola Barden into Spotify or into Apple, or put in, Peter Scanavino and come up. So, or message me and I'll send you the link. But yeah, it was so class to talk to Packy and actually like on video and like last time we spoke on the phone and just having the crack and like getting to hear about Cillian and all that, and obviously to discuss Helen McCrory passing away, which was obviously a complete tragedy, and for us not knowing she was unwell, and anyone who's a fan of Peaky Blinders can't even imagine how it can go on without Aunt Polly. So I'm sure they have an amazing tribute planned for her in this season. So I'm really intrigued to see how they do that. I'm excited, and it'll be really emotional and sad, but also I'm sure Anthony Byrne has done it in the best way possible. Anyway, I'm going to let you go. Simply because my dog is running around squeaking toys and like running past me. If you have some spare time, do scroll back and see if there's an episode that you would like to listen to. This is my first week on Acast. I've been on a different platform before now, so I'm really excited to see how that goes. If you are on Apple, please do leave a review, like, subscribe, the usual crack. All the podcasts say, look, you know what to do. But come find me on Instagram, Wild Is Yourself, or on Twitter, same. And just let me know what you thought of the interview. And of course, Packy is on Instagram and on Twitter himself, so go find Packy Lee on Instagram and on Twitter. Listen, good luck to yourselves. I hope you all have a great weekend. Wrap up warm, and I will chat to you soon. Slán go fóill. Bye.